Pow wow yo yippee yay guys, power number 17, and I'm super excited to be with you guys. As always, we're gonna dive into love of the community, then talk about what is happening on SwissBorg network, and today we have a few nice announcements to happen, which is something about the UK, something going on as well with our dear partners from the former cycle, which was of course Sweatcoin. Then we're gonna talk about the keynote in a small thing and just give you some nice ways to really show what's the technical white paper and the update with the Borg. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus Fazel. I'm the proud founder and CEO of SwissBorg, always here to serve you. And yes, indeed, this is Cross of the Ages. Shout out to my brother, Sammy. Lovely to have this very cool vest. Even has the Cyrus on it here, which is very, very, very nice. Really nice swag, Cross of the Ages. Obviously, one of the really most attended game right now playing, which is very, very cool. And of course, there's tokens that could be launched. There's much things that we'll be doing with these guys. And as always, you know, we really love the community Cross of the Ages. Question of the week, which is a bit of a weird one. And essentially, credit deal has not been performing. I don't know right now what it's trading at, but it was not as performing as well as the early deal price. That will not change. Price of tokens will evolve in a nice way. It's still quite a volatile early project. So no, we will not get a cheaper price. We'll get the price of 0.16, but I'm sure hopefully things will get better as things grow. There are more announcements to be made on their side. And for this, it'll be nice to have them maybe on a later on another SwissBorg series. News of the week. Good things happening with Shiba. And that's why I love meme tokens. A lot of people always think that meme tokens is just a joke. Shiba has done a lot of great things. They've launched their decks, they have launched different games, and now they're actually launching their new L2, essentially blockchain, which is really, really cool. I think so. This is something that's very nice to see. Of course, Halving was the big announcement of Saturday middle of the night or Friday middle of the night. This was great. It's finally a good way for miners to get half of the rewards and therefore sell only half potentially of the rewards, which is really good. The second big news is about Bitcoin. Essentially, as you probably know, has been congested. The network has been doing a lot of different issues. And it comes from the fact that this whole ordinals things, this L2 about Rune and these NFTs that are dropping on it, that is essentially creating this congestion. And I think so this is really the wrong way. I'm not saying that Rune it's a bad investment. Probably they're gonna pump because it's a huge narrative, and Bitcoin, you know, with ETF and everything being, you know, the king is a huge narrative. But I still don't think that Bitcoin role is to do NFTs and anything that has go to blockchain. It really is there for digital and potentially for payment as we evolve, but I don't see you developing applications on top of it. It's not the purpose. You know, the Old Testament is saying that Satoshi never wrote that. So just keep it as is. There's Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, and so many others, Galactica, that has so many great use cases that could brought on these blockchains. So I don't believe in it. Last but not least, Eigenlayer is now issuing one of the biggest stablecoin itself, which is crazy. And Eigenlayer is just getting growing every day with Etana and many different other vaults like PENDLE and other that are using these points, ways to farm points in order to grow essentially Eigenlayer, which is obviously a very hot topic right now. We're talking DeFi. Well, essentially, where are we at terms of macro? It's a really difficult one. Right now, we're seeing obviously the turmoil that happened in the Middle East, which is not a good one. We saw as well that the Bitcoin 1 month rolling correlation to S&P more than actually gold, which is a bit weird one. So when we saw like the Iran attacking Israel, obviously Bitcoin's open all the time. So it plunged Bitcoin. We saw that essentially gold went very high on Monday and not essentially Bitcoin. So this is a bit weird that sometimes, you know, Bitcoin has a strong narrative about being, you know, of course, the number one currency for, you know, communities, has no political agenda, great technology behind. But in terms of investment tool, people place that inflation edge versus the dollar. But sometimes they as well correlate it to stocks, which is especially tech stocks. which is a bit weird, and that is not played as gold. So it's always trying to figure out what it is. Maybe some institutional people say it as gold, and maybe the crypto market now just reacts to anything. And I think so maybe that's probably what's happening. But we'll see how things evolve going forward. As I said, this market is very new from the previous cycles. The participants, the behavior, the reaction to it is very, very different. The perpetual market, there's a lot of things that is adding. Well, we have to understand as well that April is never a good month. People are paying taxes. You're all paying taxes. So it's where you deleverage some of your cryptos and you start essentially paying fiat with that. So all in all, things are not that great. We see here on this side that this is really the fact that the correlation towards gold is just going lower and lower and lower. I hope this will change and will go up. And here we see really on the opposite side, the correlation to essentially S&P. And I would say gold has definitely doing a great advancement, tracement, but Bitcoin is still obviously the best investment since day one. The market itself, it is AI has calmed down a bit. That's we've saw, and some people are a little bit, getting a little bit crazy with Nvidia going to the moon. So we got really traced a little bit, or Tesla was going down too. I think so 35% since the beginning of the year, but still a lot of tech stocks are doing extremely well, such as Meta and many others. Things still coming from Nvidia. There's a lot of other people producing as well, different chipsets and CPUs. So this might be the reason why you saw Meta and other ones really pumping. But let's not talk too much about the TradFi world. Teams of tokens, everything's doing very well besides the Borg itself. And we'll talk about the Borg right after. But overall, everything is between 15 30%. A lot going to essentially our wonderful meme tokens, BONK going crazy, and many others as well. And top token of the week is BONK. BONK, probably as you guys know, has been the meme token of Solana. Now there's many others, but it was initially one of the big dog of Solana's at the least. The good thing about BONK is that it always had this double face of playing out the yin and the yang in some way. I think so. That was really cool. What is really good about BONK is as well is this real strong community of people that are building a lot of applications of BONK in a cool way. The Dust one on chain, which is really good, is that you can convert any type of meme tokens or whatever tokens into BONK. So you get a lot of airdrops very often and you would convert it into BONK. There's a lot of cool stuff going around it. There was the Christmas calendar thing going. They have early initiatives that change and create this strong community. New tokens on SwissBorg. I think so. These are one were highly anticipated. Let's first talk about Pepe. Pepe, I already did some cool videos out of it. Pepe for me has always been one of the funniest frog we have. It's just growing. I think so. We listed very late, but there's still many things to be done. I just lost 35-40% last week. So always good time to buy the dip. Tron, we haven't did it for a long time, and I think so now that it is TRX has one of the biggest volume of essentially USDT on it. I think so. This is the real reason why we thought that this is really good. It's a blockchain that at the end is very, let's say, Asia focused, but it's very well used in the whole, I would say, emerging markets for remittance. So I think so. This is definitely, chapeau to this. It's not like a trading token. It's really a remittance token. So people use it for payments whatsoever. I think so. That's really cool about it. And last but not least, it's Mantra. Mantra is one of the, I would say, regulatory compliant RWA infrastructure. It's well done for bringing a lot of new utilities and applications to RWA on chains. So I think so. This is really nice. There's great backers, great team itself. So this is why I think we just added it. It's an early stage token, so much more to do. And the next token we're about to launch is PENDLE. PENDLE has really pumped Eigenlayer. I don't think that PENDLE is the best investment, to be honest. I think so. A lot of people have already played this token a lot and pumped it in a massive way. There are some strong use cases with Etana as well, but essentially it's a play where you invest into them and they invest into another essentially platform itself. This is Etana or others. I don't really see the strong usage of it. There's yield to be done, but if one of those platforms don't go like Etana whatsoever, this thing will blow up. So I really will not recommend PENDLE. Now, what I would recommend, and ears open, guys, the technical white paper that is going to be released on May 7th at our keynote at Lausanne. And we will have the following day a keynote that will be online, a live a stream to the entire world that will be able to connect through YouTube and maybe through other different platforms. We'll figure that out. What is the technical white paper? It's about talking about what is the main problems, right? And how do we extract those problems, find solutions? How does the Borg become the centerpiece of those solutions? And how do we pass on? I think this is something that's fundamentally important. When we arrived in 2016, and after 10 years of working in the TradFi with Anthony and Christoph and Jeremy and other people at SwissBorg, we realized that the TradFi world was only for the elite. And we thought that Web3 was the answer. How Bitcoin was completely decentralized, how Ethereum had this ICO and this ICO created in 2017, and all these applications that would be completely decentralized. But what you're seeing right now is that that's not as true. We're heading there, but there's still many things to be done. And there's a lot of value suckers that are removing a lot from the pie for you to eat. Essentially, there was three people, or venture capitalists, SECs, and at the end, market makers. The three of them are the ones that get in early projects, then get to list whatever they want based on their own investments, and then ask their market maker friends to pump and dump and extract a lot of value on that and have options for them to rebuy and whatsoever. There's a lot of things that are done on the back end that are really not helping you. And they're not happening as well SwissBorg. They're essentially repeating what has been done into the TradFi world and in a different way because there's just new market participants. But at the end, it's the same thing. And if we go from TradFi to essentially DeFi that's owned by very few players, then, well, you're not doing anything. You're just creating a better user experience, something that is nicer, maybe a cooler way to bring community in, but a lot of value is still be sucked by some of these market participants. Of course, with SwissBorg, we've always been able to democratize wealth management by making it fun, fair, community-centric. And for that same reason, 2 weeks from now, we're going to tell you exactly the solutions that we thought about, how we will be able to attack these problems, dismantle them one by one, offer them to you on a silver Borg plate, and make sure that the Borg and yourself has a very great journey into the wealth management. And we get to be financial free altogether. This is exactly what the white paper is all about. I don't want to take more than that. Looking forward to the next 2 weeks and talk to you maybe next week a little bit more about that. Newsconomics, the video, check this out. So again, in terms of events, this Incroyable la Crypto is happening next Tuesday, and it's a women edition. So please, women, toutes les demoiselles, les dames qui sont intéressées envers la crypto, on aura une édition spéciale pour vous. Ça sera ici, Unlimited Campus, je sais pas où c'est, mais je pense que c'est à Lausanne. Et sinon, c'est à nos bureaux. Scannez ici, vous verrez. And again, May 7th, guys, we're all waiting for all of you to be in Lausanne. It's going to be a great event. A lot of special bonuses for people are going to be there. But we have more to come. Next week, we have another one in Zurich. This is the Investment Society on Eventbrite. Check this out. It's a cool way to meet us in Zurich. I'll be there personally. And then as well, we have a Ruby chain, which will happen in Montpellier on Saturday, May 11th. Big announcement, guys. Yes, we are finally back, mates. And girls and glads. Sorry. Gals and mates and gals. It's not that, but it doesn't matter. Dear UK users, we're finally back into business. It took some time. We did this in 2 different ways, but now you could probably look into the app. You'll be able to essentially do different tests that enable you to have the suitability to understand the risk and the underlying risk that they have in all these different sorts of investments. Sometimes the questionnaire is not that easy, so you need to retake it. It always shuffles questions and whatsoever. And this is obviously very random, but we're finally back in business. We're able to onboard you in the best way possible. I know a lot of people have been waiting to get onboarded, but it's great. So finally, after these tests, you could deposit your British pounds, trade, get the yield, thematics, whatsoever. And this is the best way that we are offering something that, again, is compliant and that the regulators are happy to see. And we are very, 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 very glad that the process was smooth and we were able to deliver. Shout out to everyone in the team that's been working extra hours to make this happen. Galactica, quick update there with our layer 1 partners, the blockchain of SwissBorg layer 1. We have now actually, this is not true. We have 15,000 Galactica testnet wallets. If you haven't done it, I did a video last week. You could check out the video. It's very easy. You could mint essentially your first ZKKYC and then your SBT through Twitter. Great way. There's a Zilly, some different quests there. And I looked like, and talking about Zilly, I'm going to say that there's something that's very, very cool to be happening. But before that, the testnet is funded as well on Kepler, so this will enable to the whole Cosmos ecosystem as well to interact with our wonderful blockchain, which means a lot. It's very important. And last but not least, the big partnership you probably saw was Tascon. So Tascon is a bit like Zilly, but it's really on steroids. It's much better. It's a way that you could actually build whatever you want on decentralized applications on Galactica. So it's not only about quests, it's about really on-chain deposit contracts and able to do anything that you want without coding. So this is something that is very, 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 very cool. So if you want to build tomorrow, for example, your MEM token on your MEM token on Galactica, it'll be very easy to do so. You'll just, put the requirements that you want and then essentially be able to mint the token and then do whatever you want with that token. So this is something that is very, very cool and I'm very excited. Sweatcoin is the one that has one of the biggest number of users in the world in terms of unique address wallets. And they have a huge community actually in Europe. And the good thing is that, of course, we invest in these guys. We're very good friends. And essentially in the marketplace, it'll be a good way to have different ads that you'll be seeing and to bring a lot of new users to SwissBorg platform. So this is something that's very, really cool. I'm very excited. We're good friends with the entire team. We believe that this is really a game changer to bring mass adoption. So that's why we always partnered and invested with these guys. So let's see how the sweaters will be able to bring a lot of love to SwissBorg. Community member of the week is a special one, BONK Soul. Shout out to BONK Soul. I love the videos that you guys essentially put on Instagram, Twitter, whatsoever. I'm a big fan myself, and these guys have been pushing us in a very nice way. Obviously, we love Solana. Maybe it's a token to be listed on SwissBorg. Nevertheless, what I really do love is their creativity, their fun. It looks fair and it looks community centric too. So shout out to BONK Soul and thanks for retweeting us and pushing SwissBorg. Each week, there's different hires that happen. They have the graduation pitch. I'll just shout out to the 2 ones that they had. One was about charity vaults. Like every month, have a different charity vault where people could be able to pass on some Borg or USDC. What do you think about that? I think every month would be too extreme, but maybe like twice a year would be really cool. The other thing was the tax advisor. So able to help you to do better your tax. We already do partner with other people. But there are different things that could be done in a smooth way, especially now that we have built different software and things that you could see me over there, but I won't talk about it. Borg token update. I won't talk about much, but the big thing is that the keynote will happen on May 7th. Again, see you there or be square. Weekly in Borg data. Unfortunately, not the best week. Nothing really new besides little drop in premiums numbers, which we're still not at 155,000 token holders, and we're still at less than 51,000. So we need that big bump for next week to happen. But I think so with a long anticipated keynote, probably that will happen. And if not, the data itself in the app is pretty much stable from last week. There's just the net inflow was a bit nicer. So $10 million, which is a bit nicer than what we see usually. But overall, it's pretty much similar to last week. So not a great week. In terms of community index, caster score, it is indeed pretty much same as last week. Things are pretty much not that good and not that bad either. It's just a mix between the two sides. Beautiful Borgers, I can't express the fact that last week I with the entire team in Prague. And I could tell you one thing that I could take out from the 180 people that were there. People have so much love for you guys. People have so much strong determination of working hard and building the best wealth management experience. I think so, the passion that I saw from anyone, from the marketing, the support, the governance, the product side, the tech side, security side, regardless of where the people are, they all have this very same passion, which is really to bring financial freedom to you all. And we'll talk about this a bit more, and of course during the May 7th and the May 8th during the keynotes. But this is something that really should think about, that we won't have multiple cycles. I think so. These will maybe 3-4 cycles to go, and then I think the cards will be played. And I could say one thing, of course, the Borg token is not where we were at. I know that the Borg token is going to go in different direction going forward of how much utility we're going to bring it and how we'll be able to just show to the world that how this is different from any other token. Right, that there's not only speculation on it because a lot of community members think it's valuable, but it has these strong utilities that very few tokens really do have today. So I couldn't be more excited about that. I'm so excited about UK users as well, finally be able to onboard them. Regulation has always been, a very complex thing, right? You see that around the world, it's very still hard to get a perfect, play to have. With the next months to come, though, with Mika that's going forward and all that, I think so. SwissBorg, we are going to get more and more in a, let's say, safer space where I think so. At least the Europe itself has this common law together and common practices. So we're getting there, but it's definitely something we're very proud of, and we're really working hard towards always being compliant and offering the best experience to our dear users. And for this, as always, well, I wish you be healthy, be wealthy, love our Borg and equity. Take care, guys. Much love. Bye.
Thank you for watching our weekly powwow episode. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to leave a like. And if you didn't, tune in next week anyway, so that you can figure out if it's better then. Bye.